Hello and welcome back to Geopolitical Chit Chat. I am your host KUZAIRIL, and today we have a topic that looks simple on the surface but can really give you a headache if you think about it too deeply. Joining me as always is our regular crew, ALYA, QAYYUM and NURLINA. How is everyone doing today?
Doing great, Alhamdulillah. I'm really excited to dive into today's topic.
All good, bro. We're going to steer a little bit topic that giving us a headache.
I'm good, KUZAIRIL. I'm ready to give our listener a philosophical headache today.
Excellent, alright. So let's start with a basic question for the panel and our listeners at home. What actually makes a country a country? If we get a bunch of friends together, plant a flag in our backyard, and claim it is our nation, does that actually automatically make one of us the prime minister?
If that easy, I think I will found my own land. Maybe I name it QAYYUM land age ago, cause I have count my all of my taxes that I have already saved.
Oh, keep dreaming, Koyu. The reality is nowhere that simple. In international law, we actually have a primary reference point for this. It's called the Montevideo Convention of 1933.
Wow, dropping the heavy geopolitical jargon right off the gate. The Montevideo Convention. Where exactly is that area and what are the rules?
Montevideo is the capital of Uruguay. To cut a long short story, this 1933 treaty outlines four main criteria, which is: first, it must have permanent population; second, it needs a defined territory; third, there must be a government in control; and fourth, the capacity to enter into relation with other states.
Interesting. So, according to the Montevideo Convention, as long as entity fulfills those four requirements, it's technically considered as a state, even if other countries refuse to acknowledge it, right?
Exactly, Norlina. That's aligned with what we call declarative theory of statehood. Essentially, it means a state existence is independent of recognition by others. You exist because you meet the physical criteria, period.
Hold on a second. Koyum, let me bring you in here. Following earlier point about this theory, if a territory meets all the criteria but the rest of the world completely ignores it, is it still a country? Do we have any real world examples of this?
Actually, cause we quite have a few actually. The most classic one example that I can bring you is Somaliland and the Taiwan. I want to we look at the Somaliland in the Horn of Africa. They broke away from the Somalia back in 1991. They have their own currency, they have their own password, they have their own military, democratic election, and also police forces. Their region is remarkable state compared to the Somalia. They easily check all for Montevideo boxes.
But has any UN member state officially recognized Somaliland as a sovereign country?
As of today, zero. None, not a single United Nations member state officially recognized Somaliland as a sovereignty nation. To the outside world, they are still considered a part of Somalia. So imagine, there are hundreds, their passport are not accepted in most places. And international trade is their nightmare because the World Bank doesn't recognize them.
Man, that's rough. Meeting all the criteria but still getting the cold shoulders. This brings us right to our big question today. Can a state truly exist if no other nations refuse
In my
trying to recognize it?
okay. In my view, the answer depends on which framework you are using. From a legal and factual perspective, yes, they exist. Their people live there, pay taxes, and are governed by local institutions. But in practical politics, the work runs on recognition, and this is known as the constitutive theory.
Spot on, Nolina. The constitutive theory argues that an entity only truly becomes a state within the international community if and only if other sovereign states recognize it. It is the act of recognition itself that creates the state.
Which explains why we see Taiwan is economic powerhouse. Their microchip technology is among most advanced in the world. Yet due to the geopolitical pressure from the China, the vast majority of the world, including Malaysia, does not maintain official diplomatic ties with Taiwan. We only operate through economic and culture office.
So now I see why Taiwan's status is always such a sensitive topic whenever it hits the news. So global recognition isn't just about the legal check process, but it's a game of great power politics, isn't it?
Exactly, Kuzai. Recognition is like a golden ticket into an exclusive club called the United Nations. If you cannot secure recognition from major powers with veto authority in the UN Security Council, such as United States, China, Russia, the United Kingdom, or France, becoming a full UN member becomes extremely difficult. For example, Palestine.
I completely agree. Palestine has been declared a state and is recognized by over 140 countries worldwide. The majority support is absolutely there. They also meet the Montevideo criteria regarding population and government. Yet, due to geopolitical roadblocks and specific veto power, their status at the United Nations remains stuck as a non-member observer state. So, while their existence is widely acknowledged, their full geopolitical rights are heavily restricted.
So to wrap it all, and the circle back to the KUZAIRIL original question, can state exist without recognition?
Yeah, let's hear your final thought.
For me, it can exist internally, de facto, but is completely landlocked externally, de jure.
For me, the Montevideo Convention provides a fair moral and legal framework, but the reality of global politics is often heavily biased. Ultimately, recognition remains vital for long-term economic survival and security.
And for me, a state exists as long as its people believe they are a nation and are willing to defend their territory. International recognition is a political bonus, albeit an extremely important one in today's globalized world.
Wow, truly an eye-opening discussion from the three of you. So to our listeners in geopolitical chit-chat, the answer isn't just black and white. A state can absolutely exist physically and function domestically under the Montevideo Framework 1933. But without global recognition, they are destined to live in a geopolitical grey area. Thank you to ALYA, QAYYUM and NURLINA for our today's session. We'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to hit that follow button and share our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.